So I'm Dr. Janet Six, Senior Product Manager at Tom Sawyer Software. And today we are going to talk about our new features in Perspectives. So first, let's talk a little bit about what Perspectives is. So Perspectives is a SDK and low-code development platform where you can federate your data from many different types of data sources, including graph databases, SQL databases, Excel, RESTful endpoints, and many other types of sources, and process the data with transformations and filters and other types of processing, and then create an application with interactive views, including graph views, map views, chart views, and others. So today we're specifically going to talk about the new React capability that we have in our web client framework. This is a React-based framework which will redefine the way you build and enhance your web applications. We'll also discuss the enhanced query builder, which enables Perspectives application users to search for graph patterns through an intuitive graph visualization. So you can quickly uncover insights and effortlessly explore data without the need to know Gremlin or Cypher query languages. We also will be looking at the new commit capability in the RDF integrator and some additional features which we have in our upcoming Perspectives 13.0 release. So first, we're going to talk about the new React framework. And here I have a screenshot showing our new modern view. So let's take a moment and talk a little bit about the benefits of this new React framework. First of all, it works with our table, tree, inspector views, as well as the toolbar, dialogues, context menus, and the web previewer. In addition, the Generate Web Application Code feature will now support the creation of React components as well. And a friendly reminder that Generate Web Application Code feature will help you to quickly create files and scripts needed to speed the building and deployment of your web application. This new React client framework also provides an option that lets you create web applications with a modern look and feel, as you can see here. This framework is using Material UI or MUI, which is a popular open source React component library, which implements Google's Material design. So now we're going to show an application, first with the classic web client, and then the new modern web client. So we're going to take our network editor application, which you may have seen before, and if not, please go to our website and see our application demos. You can see it here. And so before the 13.0 release, this is how this web application looked. Now, let's go and see how this looks with the new React framework. So I am going to go to first the designer, and we have loaded the application here. And in the preference section, we have an option here for web clients. We have modern and classic. So I have chosen modern here so we can see the new React views. And here we see our, oops, let me get this on the wrong screen. Let me bring this over here. So now we're looking at the live application running with the React view. So let's take a look around here while we are here. So we have our new types of trees over here on the left side, and you'll see that we also have a different type of rendering for our connection load as well. I'll select an item here in our drawing view, and you'll see our new inspector view down here, and as well as you'll see our tables here at the bottom with our new modern look and feel. So here's the table for our devices or our nodes in our network, and the connection table or the edges as well. And then we can, of course, search and look through the different items in our table as well. We also have new icons, as you can see here at the top and the left side, in the new toolbars. And we have new context menus as well. So here's the look of the new context menu, and and we have new improved dialogues as well. So again, we have a beta version of this feature coming out here in our upcoming release, and we'll be continuing to improve that as well. And then we will have an additional video coming out soon that will show even more parts of our new React web client framework. All right, so now we're going to go on to our next feature today that's coming up here in the new 13 beta release. And we are going to go to our advanced query builder. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about what the advanced query builder can do. So I have a little picture here of our query, and we're going to use that here in a few minutes. But what does this do? So the enhanced query builder is going to enable people to search for graph patterns through this intuitive graph visualization. So you can quickly uncover insights and explore data looking for advanced patterns, and without any need to know Gremlin or Cypher query languages. So let's see how this works. All right, so we have the application running here, and we've started with an empty drawing view, empty table views, and so on, because we want to interactively load the data. So I'm going to open our new advanced query builder. Oh, I fell asleep. Let me wake this up. So we have our new query builder here. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is to do a simple search. I'm going to click on Sung By. And so we're going to bring in some songs which are sung by certain artists. And we're just going to bring in several of those that match this pattern. We're starting with a simple pattern. So I'm going to click OK. But before I do, notice that we do have a way to set the limit on the number of items that we can bring in with a query. And if we wish, we can also see the details, the Gremlin query in this case. But we don't have to use those. Those are there for information or use if we need them. But we're going to go ahead and click OK. And now we have brought in items from our database that match that pattern. So let's take a little closer look here. So I am going to do a search for Garcia. And as you see here, our search has shown us that there are several items in our drawing view here that have the word Garcia in them. So we're going to pick this one, Garcia Lush, and it'll zoom us right into that part of the drawing. And we can click the associated song, and you can see here how the views are synchronized. We also have that same song highlighted here in the tree and the table view, and then we have the details here in the inspector view here as well. So now let's go ahead and clear out this particular result and go back and do another query that's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to highlight song and artist, and then we're going to add written by. So here, what we're asking for in the query is the data results which match the pattern of the song is both sung by and written by the same artist. So we're going to click OK. And so now we have a different set of results. And let's take a closer look here. So we're going to search for bias, and we're going to select, and it'll take us to that part of the drawing. So we can see that the artist Joan Baez has both sung and written these particular songs. All right, now let's go ahead and clear out these results, and we're going to do another query. So let's say that we want to add a condition to this. We want to have songs which have been performed a lot. So I'm going to click Song. I'm going to do an edit, and we're going to add a new condition. We're going to look for songs that have performances greater than 50. So we're going to be looking for a song that was both written by and sung by the same person and has been performed at least 50 times. And we're going to click OK. We have the little filter symbol here showing us that we have additional queries on this, or additional conditions on this query. And we click OK. And so now we have a much more focused set of results that meet that query. So we were able to explore the data and very quickly go to exactly what we needed to find. Now let's take a little moment to look at the query builder again, and we're going to open up this editing um, dialog where we added the conditions. Well, where do these conditions come from? These conditions, they come from the attributes that we have available in the schema. So when you combine the advanced query builder with our schema extraction and automatic binding, you're able to build this all very quickly without having to have knowledge of the database or of how Gremlin or Cypher works. And then you can use those features in combination with creation of different types of data views, our view layout to create your dashboard, and then our generate web application code in order to build and deploy your application, all without the need for writing code. All right, so let's go ahead and cancel out of this. All right, now we're going to do one more query while we're here. So I'm going to clear out these results. Okay, and we'll go back to the query builder one more time. And I'm also going to clear this out as well. So I'll select those and delete them. And we are going to, again, click Sung By, because we want to look for certain songs and artists, but we want to have certain conditions. So let's go ahead and select Songs, and we're going to do an edit. And what conditions are we going to add? So first, we're going to look for cover songs. So we're going to say where the song type is cover, and we're going to add an additional condition, and the number of performances is greater than 30. Okay, so now we're looking for songs that are cover songs, have at least 30 performances, and we're also going to bring in the artists who sang them. So we'll press OK, and we'll see the results of these queries as well. And if we want, we can zoom in to see more details. Okay, and stay tuned for an upcoming video on the query builder as well, and we'll show more examples and give more details on other types of advanced pattern matching that you can do with the new advanced query builder. Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to move on to our next feature, which is the RDF commit. And for that, we are going to go back to our designer. Let me bring that up. Okay, and we are going to reopen let's see, the RDF. So I have an application here which is going to show us how the new RDF commit feature works. And we did already have integrator support for RDF. What we added was the ability to make updates back to the data source. And so let's take a quick look here. What is it that we're looking at? So let's take a look here at our schema. I'm going to open our drawing view, and I'm going to show all the attributes. And you can see here, the details of working with a computer network in this case. So we have devices in our network with a certain attributes, and then we have connections between them. And those connections can have attributes as well. Um, and we work with many types of RDF databases. The RDF Commit feature will work with both SPARQL endpoints and also several file formats, including N3. And once we have our integration with RDF, let me show you that here. So here is our definition of RDF. And before today's webinar, I used our automatic schema extraction in order to build that schema that you just saw. And in addition, when I did automatic binding, as I'll show you here, and here you're going to see again on the left side, those items that we just saw in the schema editor. And I'm selected the device model element type. And you see here on the right side in the bindings that we have SPARQL queries for when we do a read from the database, we do a creation, we do a modification of an item in the database, and also a delete. All of this was created automatically for me when I did the schema extraction. I did not have to know how to write the SPARQL query, which saved me a lot of time when I was creating that application. Okay, so let's go into the web preview and see how the RDF commit works. So here is the application that we were just looking at, and we have here our computer network. And so the items in the network, which are shown in green, have an OK status. They're up and running. And the ones in red are having an issue. So very quickly here with our visualization, we can see how well our network is doing and which elements are up or down. So now let's say that while we're working with this application, we determined that another network element has gone down. So let's say that it is this element. Oops, let me bring that up. Okay, so my preview had gone to sleep. I just woke it up. Okay, so I've selected that element, and we see here on the left side the details of that particular element in our network. And I am going to double click on OK, and I'm going to press down and enter. And you see how that element changed color. I didn't have to make it change color, but because of the way we create the application, it knows that if that attribute is down, then the element should be colored red. All right, so now we know that the network element is down here, but we need to commit that back to the database. So I come up here to the commit item on our toolbar, and I click commit, and that's all there is to it. Now that change has been committed back to the database, and we would see that that element is down from in the original data. Okay, very good. Now I'm going to go to our next feature, which is the model-based engineering diagram navigation. So I am going to bring over a little video clip I made before our call today. And our model-based engineering, if you're not familiar with that, this product works within MagicDraw, or we also have a version that's a standalone web application, which is what we're looking at here, and it's connecting to a systems model in Teamwork Cloud. So this is used for things that are complicated models of airplanes and cars and other type of very complex manufacturing type of applications as well. And so what we added to model-based engineering in the upcoming 13.0 beta release is the ability to navigate through a different sets of diagrams by clicking on elements in the drawing. So before, if you wanted to open a different diagram, you needed to open the diagram here on the left side. And now we've made it where you can follow links that are embedded in your visualization. So let's see how this works. So we're going to go over and zoom in to a particular element. And then I am going to double click on this little diagram icon, and it will automatically take us over here to the new drawing. Okay, very good. All right, now let's talk a little bit about some other features that are available in our upcoming release. So first, Perspectives has been upgraded to Java 17 and Spring 6. We've also done many upgrades of our third-party libraries, which resolve several potential vulnerabilities as well. In addition, we've accelerated performance across Perspectives Designer, the web previewer, and applications, which ensure faster load times and a more responsive interface. And as you see here, we have our nested drawings. As you can see here, we have nested drawings inside nested drawings. Well, we've done an improved layout upon expansion of nested drawings as well. Furthermore, we've made several improvements to analysis. So I have here a nice screenshot showing us a crime network, and we have applied a centrality analysis and a reachability analysis to a core part of our crime network. And we can see who are our key players in that part of the crime network. And we can also see where the incidents have been located, and we also have other summaries as well with charts, as we have here, the location of where these incidents occurred and the types of incidents have occurred. And also we can see when they have occurred with our timeline view. And so we can see who and where these crimes have occurred. But what we have done in 13.0 beta is that we've now added disjoint paths and sorted path algorithms in Perspectives Designer, which means that you can integrate those analyses into your application without having to write code. And these algorithms, the disjoint paths and sorted paths, are key in finding alternative paths, which are especially critical in social, telecommunication, logistics, and supply chain analyses. We've also added new functionality to the K-core algorithm, which includes the return of the list of nodes in each core, the number of cores in the analysis graph, and which core a node belongs to. We've also improved the performance of between-a centrality analysis for disconnected graphs. And in addition, the most recently executed algorithm function and the clear analyzer results action, which can now be associated with one or more analyzers, makes it even easier to use more than one analysis algorithm in your application. And an additional feature that we have coming out is a new tutorial in our documentation, which will show you how to transition from an in-memory data model to our in-memory data model in Perspectives without relying on the use of integrators. So that is a preview of our upcoming 13.0 beta release, and we appreciate you joining us today. In today's webinar, we discussed our new React client framework. We looked at how to use the new advanced query builder with pattern matching, as well as using the new RDF commit capabilities. And then we took a look at some other features that are coming out as well, the new model-based engineering diagram navigation, and the other additional features in with the support for Java 17, Spring 6, and the resolution of several vulnerabilities through the upgrading of third-party libraries, as well as additional analysis support. So please contact us today at tomsawyer.com to start your free trial of Perspectives or to schedule a call with one of our graph and data visualization experts. We can help guide you to the best solution.